The Fun tab gives us quick access to many of the multimedia functions of the Instinct. Music, Sprint TV and radio, and camera, as well as games are available here. The music is simply the music store with the new skin for the Sprint Samsung Instinct. Unfortunately, we did have some problems with ID3 tags and sideloaded music. Most of the times it didn't read the album art, a few times it didn't read the ID3 tags, and there even was an album that it didn't recognize that had been loaded at all. We're not sure why it has this problem, and we haven't really had this issue with the Sprint Music Store in the past. When it's working properly, the album art is displayed very nicely on the large screen. You have shuffle and repeat options, which can be taken off by tapping on the screen. It's very simple and straightforward, and does not have a lot of options. However, it gets the job done, and the store and search tabs allow the user to download music over the air. The TV gets an overhaul as well. As we flip it over here, we'll see the channel guide load. It does take a second to boot some of these applications at times. However, they do appear to run in the background, and normally the second time that you load them, it goes much quicker. Here we have the music, or the channel guide, where we have all the different channels available. We can scroll up and down to see what's available. If we go back to the main screen, we can go to the My Videos tab, where we can see side-loaded videos. The player itself is fairly good looking. However, video quality isn't the greatest even though the screen's big. Similar to the iPhone, you can tap the screen to hide the controls. The Instinct could definitely use some work as far as multimedia goes. It has the capability, but lacks the spit and polish found on the iPhone. The camera is another example, and there are actually no options of the camera other than to just take a picture or send it. The photo album is kind of nice. We'll flip the phone around here again. You have two viewing options. One is just your standard grid, or you can go into a cover flow-esque version where you can drag through the items. You just tap on them and they'll move to full screen mode. Since it's an evolving UI, hopefully issues will be fixed in the past, but for now, the Instinct has some catching up to do with the iPhone in terms of multimedia. The final tab is Web, where we'll find the browser, live search, weather, news, sports, movies, and other options. We've seen a live search before, and we'll take a look at the web here in a second. Weather, news, sports, and the others seem to basically just be broken down components of the Pocket Express or on-demand application we've seen on past Sprint phones. They're nice and simple. Weather, for instance, allows us to set up to 10 locations where we can get an overview and detailed forecasts. In sports, you can get your sports scores and sports news, and so on and so forth with the other applications. It's very nice to have this right at the touch of a finger. It works extremely well, it's very simple, and we're a fan of it. The browser is an important part of any multimedia phone, and unfortunately the Instinct falls a bit short here. However, it's not as bad as a lot of user comments are making it out to be, and all in all, the browsing experience is pretty decent. Here we have Phone Arena loaded in the overview mode. You can see this little blue box here that I can drag around the page. Once I release it, it'll zoom in on that area. We can then, from that place, just drag the page and move around if we wanted to, or we can go back into overview mode and scroll in on another area. There are 3 zoom options: half zoom, 1x zoom, and 2x zoom. We can tap the little eye icon down here, and we get the browser address bar, as well as some other options, such as your home page, search, and your bookmarks. The Instinct browser is definitely very usable. It's not the greatest browser in the world, however, it tops most other browsers out there, including Pocket Internet Explorer. One thing that we won't be able to show you here because of the dark area is the automatic pan feature. If you hold the camera button and move the phone up and down, it'll pan and scroll the page in the direction you're moving the phone. It's more of a novelty feature, nothing that you would really use all that much, but it is kind of cool nonetheless. If we press the phone button down here, we'll be taken to the phone application. Here it takes us to the speed dial, where we can add contacts to the list. Simply tap them and you're calling them. Or, if you click to the right on them, you'll see their contact information. Here, if we have an address, we can directly go to Sprint Navigation, or we can send them a text message. The next tab over is your full contact list. On the right side you have a little slider. When you push it, the alphabet comes up, and as you scroll down you can quickly jump through your contacts. History shows your call history. And finally, the dialer is your dialer to call people. It's all very straightforward. The large talk button makes it easy to call people, and overall the phone experience is very good. We like the Instinct very much, although we'll be the first to admit that it's not an iPhone. However, there are many people out there who either don't want to be on AT&T or for other reasons can't be on AT&T. And in that case, the Instinct gets our vote. At $129.99, it's a steal for everything that it offers. The touchscreen responsiveness is excellent. The QWERTY is simply the best touchscreen QWERTY we've ever used, and there's a ton of features packed into the phone. While Samsung will probably never top Apple in their touchscreen phones, nor anyone else for that matter, they've done a great job creating the best of the rest. The Instinct is a solid value and a phone that we'd recommend to anyone.